kindergartners. I hope you guys are having a great day today. My name is Miss Schlor, and today we're going to be reading and learning about pigs in a book that I have. We have our learning target right here, and it says we can ask and answer questions about a text. And we've been working on this for the last few weeks, and last week we learned about butterflies and the life cycle of butterflies. And at the end of the video, we wrote some answers to questions we had. So we're going to do the same thing that we did last week, except this week we're going to be learning about pigs. So you're going to want to have a piece of paper and a pencil in order to do the activity at the end of the video. Let's go ahead and get started, and let's start by reading our learning target again. I'm going to say it again, and I just want you to listen and watch me first. We can ask and answer questions about a text. So ask is this motion. We're asking a question with one of these words. And then answer, we found the answer. We're looking in books for the answer to the question we asked. And then text is just another word for a book. It's a fancy word for book, text. So let's say it together this time. We can ask and answer questions about a text. So on our board right here, I have 5 different question words. And whenever we're asking questions, we start our question with either who, what, when, where, or why. We start it with one of these words, and they all mean something different. So let's talk about what these words mean. Who is talking about people. So I have people drawn next to who. So we could start our question with the word who if we're asking about people. I want you to think in your head about a who question. Any question. It doesn't have to be about a book. So my question that starts with the word who is who was at the park? So I'm asking who was there? What people were there? Our next question word is what. What is talking about the things or the objects. So I have a cupcake and a swing set drawn, just things that are objects. So I want you to think of a question about anything that starts with the word what. Okay, my question word that starts with the word what is what toys were at the park? What toys were at the park? So I started my question with the word what. Our next question word is when. When is talking about the time. So I have a clock drawn. When is talking about the time. So think of a question that starts with the word when. Okay, my question word is when did you go to the park? When did you go to the park? I started my question with the word when. Our next question word is where. So where is talking about the place. Maybe it's at a forest or maybe it's at a barn. It's talking about the place. So think of a question that starts with the word where. Okay, my question is that starts with the word where is where was the park? Where was the park? I'm asking about the place. Our last question word is why. Why is talking about maybe why did something happen? So I have some question marks because why can just have a lot of different questions. So see if you can think of a question that starts with the word why. So my question that starts with the word why is why did you go to the park? Why did you go to the park? So we ask questions not about books when we were practicing. Today we're going to ask questions about the book that we're reading and answer the questions that we ask. So questions could be asked in when you're talking to people or when you're reading books. Today, like we said, we're going to read a book about pigs. So here's the front, and I want you to think in your head, what is a question that you want to answer about pigs? What questions do you have about pigs? And remember, questions always start with one of these words. So I'm going to give you about 15 seconds to think of some questions about pigs. About 10 more seconds. Okay, I hope you thought of some questions because as we're reading, I want you to see if you can answer them. I thought of two questions, and my questions were, where do pigs live? Where do pigs live? And what do pigs eat? What do pigs eat? So I'm talking about the place and the thing. Where do they live? What do they eat? So let's go ahead and start reading our book about pigs and see if we can answer those two questions. Meet the pigs. The morning sun shines on the farmyard. Oink! Here come some pigs. They sniff the ground with their snouts. Pigs have thick bodies covered with hair. Some pigs have ears that stick up. Others have floppy ears. Pigs walk on sturdy hooves. On the farm, pigs eat feed made from corn, soybeans, and other food. Some pigs graze in fenced pastures. So one of my questions was, what do pigs eat? And our book just answered that. So it said, pigs eat feed made from corn, soybeans, and other food. So they eat feed. When pigs get bigger, they're called hogs. Farmers raise hogs for their meat and many other products. Some hogs grow to be 1,000 pounds. That's as heavy as a grand piano. New life. 8 baby pigs are born. They squeal and drink milk. Females grow up to be sows. Males are called boars. Pigs can live for 15 years. Playtime. Pigs are smart and playful. Some farmers give pigs balls to play with. Happy pigs grunt. The midday sun is strong. Pigs cannot sweat. They roll in mud puddles to stay cool. Time to rest. Pigs sleep in barns. They snuggle on floors padded with straw. So my other question was, where do pigs live? And the book just told us that pigs like to live and sleep inside barns with hay. And that is the end of our books about pigs. So before we move on to our activity, I want you to think of the question that you asked before we started reading. Think of that question, and then think if the book answered that question. I'm going to give you about 10 seconds. So hopefully you were able to ask a question before we read about a pig, and then hopefully you were able to help read the story and then come up with the answer to that question. So remember, I asked, what do pigs eat and where do pigs live? And we're going to work together to write the answers to those questions. So I'm going to move our chart, and underneath our chart, I have kind of a word wall, just like you would have in your classroom of words that you use a lot. I have a word wall here, and I talked about what they eat, where they live, and then the word pigs. And these are words that we're going to need to help us write the answers to our questions. So let's start with our first question was, where do pigs live? And I want you to think, where do pigs live? Think of the answer from the book. Okay, so hopefully you thought of the answer. Pigs live in barns. So we're going to say that on our fingers and then draw lines for each of our words. So pigs live in barns. Pigs live in barns. We need 4 lines because the sentence has 4 words. Pigs live in barns. And we need a period at the end of our sentence because that tells us to stop reading. Pigs live in barns. Now we can write our sentence. Since we have our word wall here, we only need to stretch out a couple of the words. So let's start with our first word, pigs. We have the word pigs right here, so we can easily write that. Remember, when we're starting writing our sentence, we start with a capital letter and all of the rest are lowercase. So capital P for pigs. Pigs, go ahead and write that too. Pigs live. Live is one of our words on our word wall. It is right here, live. So we can write that quickly, just like we wrote pigs. Pigs live in. In is not on our word wall, so we can tap it out. It only has 2 letters, and it starts with the letter I, and then it has the letter N. In. Pigs live in barns. Barns is not one of our power words, so we need to stretch it out slowly to write the sounds we hear. Barns. Barns. I think it starts with the B. R. Ooh, I think bar. The next letter is bar and R. Barns. Barn. I think the next letter is an N. Barns. I hear a Z at the end. Barns. Z is the last sound I hear, so I'm going to stop. Now let's reread our sentence and make sure that it says what we want it to. So our question was, where do pigs live? Pigs live in barns. Awesome job, my friends. You guys wrote it with me. You did such a great job. I'm going to erase that sentence, and we are going to move on to our next sentence, which is our question, what do pigs eat? What do pigs eat? So think in your head of the answer. Okay, the answer to that question is pigs eat feed. Pigs eat feed. Now we need to say it across our fingers. Pigs eat feed. We need 3 lines for 3 words. Pigs eat feed. And a period at the end to tell us to stop. Now I want you to try and write it on your own. Remember, we have our words up here, eat, pigs, live, and then any other words that you need, you're going to say very slowly and try and stretch it out. I'm going to give you about 30 seconds to try and write it. Okay, my friends, you were trying to write pigs eat feed. So let's go ahead and write it together. We already know how to write the word pigs because it's right here. And we start our sentence with a capital letter and all of the rest are lowercase. Pigs eat is one of our power words. It's right here. So we can just copy that word right here. Pigs eat feed. Feed is not one of our power words, so we need to say it slowly and try and write it. Feed, feed. I hear an F at the beginning. Eed, feed. I hear an E in the middle. Eed. And I hear a D at the end. Eed. And since D is the last sound I hear, I'm going to stop because that's the end of my word. Now let's reread it and see and make sure it says what we want it to. So our question was, what do pigs eat? Pigs eat feed. It says exactly what I want it to, the answer to our question. That is the last of the activities for today, my friends. I hope you guys were able to ask some questions about the pigs, and then I hope you guys were able to answer those questions from the book too. If you want to, you can read another book today with your mom and dad or whoever is at home, or you can try and read one of your ERLA books on your own. And before you read, try to ask 2 questions about the book. And then when you finish reading, see if you can answer those 2 questions. So you start by asking, and then you finish by answering. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in next week's video. Bye!
And I am a kindergarten teacher at Silver Lake Elementary School in Federal Way. I am here to do a kindergarten math lesson with you all, so thank you so much for joining me, and let's just jump right into it. All right, boys and girls, let's start off our lesson for today with our calendar talk, just like normal. All right, so we are still in the same month, but we're nearing the end of this month. It is the month of July. So we are still in the week of July, or the month of July. Does anyone know what day of the week it is? It's one of our days of the week. It starts with a TH sound, so it starts with the th sound. It's our only day of the week that starts with th. But it is Thursday. Great job if you were shouting that out to me. It is Thursday. And then again, if we just follow Thursday on the calendar, we go all the way down to the last week of July, that last row of numbers, we'll find what specific number we are within July. And I landed on this number. What number is that? 30. Nice job. So it is Thursday, July 30th. All right, so Thursday's always a fun day because I know what comes right after it. So tomorrow after Thursday comes Friday. So tomorrow is Friday, and that is my favorite day of the week. Unfortunately, we do not do videos on Friday, but it is one of my favorite days to relax and such. All right, thank you for following along with our calendar talk for today. All right, what I was hoping to do for our little activity before our lesson was to practice writing our numbers. So I'm getting ready, my board ready. This is my board. We're gonna practice counting or writing our numbers. So you can either do this by skywriting, using your 2 fingers and tracing along with me, or you can grab a piece of paper and something to write with. Either option works, okay? So go ahead, get your materials ready or your skywriting fingers ready, either one, because we're gonna go ahead and get started. So the first number we're gonna start with is 0. 0. 0, I'm sure many of you know. We start at the top and we go around and we loop back up to the top. That is our number 0. All right, and so I'm gonna trace it actually with the orange color. You're gonna start at the top and you loop around and you end up at the same place you started. All right, so that is 0. I'm gonna erase my board so we can get ready for another number. Let's do the number 1. Number 1, I'm sure a lot of you already know how to write the number 1. You start at the top and you go straight down. There is our number 1. I'll trace it with orange this time. Start at the top and you go straight down. Number 1. All right, let's practice writing our number 2. Number 2 is pretty fun. So you start maybe a little bit lower than the top and you curve around. You curve all the way down and then go straight across. So it's kind of like one half of a heart, and then you go straight back instead of finishing the heart. So again, we start a little bit lower than the top, and you curve up and go all the way around. So there's the backwards heart, or one half of the heart I was talking about, and then you go straight across. That's our number 2. All right, let's do our number 3. Number 3, you're also going to, number 3s remind me of like a butterfly wing, half of a butterfly wing. So you're gonna start a little bit lower like before, and you're gonna loop around and then stop in the middle, and then loop back around. So that's our number 3. It's kind of like a butterfly, like a half a butterfly wing, right? Loop up, or here, let me trace with a different color. You start a little bit lower than the top and you push up and around and to the middle, and you push up and around to the bottom. That's our number 3. All right, and then let's do our number 4. Number 4 starts at the top. There's 2 parts to number 4, okay? You start at the top and you kind of go diagonal down, then straight across, and then you pick up your pencil, you point at the top again, and you go straight down. Our number 4. And I'll trace it again. You start at the top, you go diagonal down and then straight across, and pick up your pencil, point at the top, and go straight down. Nice job. All right, let's see if we can do number 5. Number 5, you start at the top and you go straight across to the left, go down, and then you loop around, kind of like a circle again. There is our number 5. You're gonna go Start at the top, go straight across, go down, and loop around. There is our number 5. Nice job. All right, thank you so much for writing with me or skywriting with me. Keep practicing those numbers. See if you can go up to 10. If you can already go up to 10, see if you can go up to 20. Okay, so keep practicing those. Nice job. Now we're going to venture in and make different numbers. So we've done 10 now. Now I want us to try to do 6 and 7. So I hope you see there is still a 10 frame on the board. On the board, we're still using 10 frames. But if you notice, some of them are grayed out. Some of them are gray. So this one is gray, this one is gray, and this one is gray, and this one is gray. So because we are focusing just on 6, on making 6, we only need 6 of our boxes and our 10 frame. So that's why those are grayed out, because we don't need them. We only need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those other ones are just gonna be, I mean, we could have them, we just don't want to fill those in because we're not making 10 anymore, we're making 6. All right, so let's find out different ways to make 6. If I put 1, 2, 3. Let's see, I put 3 orange counters. I'm gonna put 3 here. 3 orange counters. How many, let's say blue counters am I gonna need to put on to make it so there's 6? Remember, we're ignoring the gray spots because those will give us more than 6. We want to stop at 6, which is right here. So how many blue counters am I going to need to add to make it so we have 6 counters total? Hopefully that helps you. So you have 3 orange counters and 3 blue counters. So 3 and 3 together, show it on your fingers, 3 and 3 together makes 6. Nice job if you're able to follow along with that one. If not, let's try this next one, okay? So let's try, if I have 1, 2. I'm gonna do 2 this time. 2 orange counters. How many blue counters am I gonna need to make 6? Blue. So how many counters was that I need to add to make 6 or draw in? 1, 2, 3, 4. Hopefully you're shouting out 4. Yeah, there is 4 blue counters that I needed to draw in to make it so there's 6 total. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 counters total. 2 of them are orange and 4 of them are blue. All right, nice job. Again, there are more combinations to make 6. See if you can find out all of the combinations to make 6. For right now, we're gonna move on to 7, okay? So we really wanna make 7 this time. All right, this time let's choose different colors. I'm gonna change it to red and, let's do red and purple. All right, so I'm gonna draw, we're making 7 again, or 7 this time, I mean. And if you notice, there are these down here that are grayed out. We don't need them. We only need 7 boxes of our 10 frame, okay? Because that's our total amount. All right, I'm gonna draw 2 purple counters. So I'll put 2 down there. How many red counters am I gonna need to draw to make it so we have 7 total? Oops. All right, how many red counters did I draw in? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hopefully you counted 5. Oops. 5. So what 2 numbers together make 5 or 7? 2 and goodness gracious, I can't talk. 2 and 5 together makes 7. Nice job. All right, let's do another one. This time I'm going to draw in. I'm going to draw in 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 purple counters. How many red counters do I need to make it so that there are 7 total? We're making 7. Right, hopefully you said 3. Yeah, I needed 3. So 2 numbers that make 7, 4 and 3 together makes 7. Nice job. Thank you for following along with that one. All right. Let's see. We have one more worksheet. So let's go ahead and work through it. All right. Find ways to make what number with this first one? Making 6. Okay, so we're doing yellow and red again. This time, I'm going to zoom in to 6. This time I'm going to start off with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red counters. So if I have 5 red counters, how many yellow counters am I going to need? Remember, maybe I should have done this in the beginning, but we only need 6 of these boxes from the 10 frame. So count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That means we don't need this one, we don't need this one, we don't need this one, and we don't need this one. So do not let that distract you. How many yellow counters do I need to make 6? 1. So the 2 numbers that make 6 are 5 and 1, or those are one of the ways to make 6. All right, nice job. Again, we're not going to get to do all of them, so there are definitely more ways to make 6. See if you can challenge yourself and see if you can figure them out, okay? All right, so now we're moving on to this one, and we are making the number 9. All right, so number 9. Again, let's count out our 10 within our 10 frame so we don't use more than we need. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, so then that means we don't need that one. Okay. So let's do, I'm going to draw, let's do 3 red counters. 3 red counters. How many yellow counters am I going to need to draw to make it so that there are 9 total? 9 counters total. So maybe you can count while I am drawing. Check your work with me at the end. How many yellow counters did I need to draw? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. So how many counters are there, or what 2 numbers, if I put them together, make 9? 3 and 6 together, makes 9. Nice job. So 3 and 6 is an example of 2 numbers that make 9. Let's go down here and make 7. Making 7. All right, so in this case, again, let's make sure we're not using more boxes than we need to, okay? So let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That means we don't need this one, we don't need this one, and we don't need this one. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with 1, 2. 2 red counters. So 2 and what makes 7? That's what we're trying to answer. So figure out how many yellow counters I need to draw to make 7. All right, how many yellow counters did I draw? 2, 3, 4, 5. So then what 2 numbers make 7? 2 and 5. Nice job. All right, let's do number 8. And this is our last one, okay? So 8, we are trying to make the number 8. Let's go through and count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so then we don't need this one, we don't need this one. I'm putting those X's there just so to remind us that we do not want to put a counter in there, okay? So normally a 10 frame does not have those X's in them. Just remember that, okay? All right, so let's start with, I'm gonna draw 4 red counters. 4 red counters. How many yellow counters do I need to draw now to make it 8? To make 8. 4 and what? So maybe think to yourself how many we need, or count with me as I'm drawing them. How many counters did I need to add in or draw in? Hopefully you counted 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 yellow counters were added. So what two numbers together make 8? 4 and 4. 4 and 4 together makes 8. Awesome job. Thank you so much for following along and doing this worksheet with me. I had a lot of fun going over different ways to make 6, 7, 8, and 9. I hope you enjoyed it as well. That was our learning target. So if you were able to find ways to make those numbers, you met our learning target. I want to challenge you to find other ways to make those numbers because we only went over a couple of them. So see if you can find all the different ways to make 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Don't forget to include 0. Don't forget to include 0 because that is another way to make 10 or to make all these other numbers, okay? Bye, everyone.
Hola niños y niñas, aquí estamos en nuestro último día de esta semana. ¿Pueden creerlo? Ya es jueves. Hoy tenemos nuestra última lección de matemáticas y como todos los días comenzamos con nuestro calendario. Entonces comenzamos con nuestro calendario. Seguimos en el mes de julio. Todas nuestras clases han sido en el mes de julio y estamos en el año 2020. Ayer nuestra clase fue el día miércoles. Si ayer fue miércoles, entonces, ¿qué día será hoy? Hoy es jueves, excelente. Ayer fue miércoles 29 de julio. Si le agregamos uno más al 29, ¿cuál vendrá? A ver, 10, 20, 30. Muy bien. Hoy es jueves 30 de julio del año 2020. Si hoy es 30 de julio, tenemos que elegir qué animalito nos corresponde para nuestro calendario siguiendo una secuencia, lo cual es seguir siempre el mismo patrón, que es pez, cangrejo, delfín. Ayer nos tocó cangrejo, por lo tanto, ¿cuál nos tocará hoy? Ayúdenme a decidir cuál es. Pez, cangrejo, delfín, 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 pez, cangrejo, delfín. Ya se nos está acabando nuestro calendario. Ya casi terminamos con nuestro calendario. Ahora vamos a revisar qué fue lo que aprendimos en el día de ayer, ¿recuerdan? Bienvenidos a nuestro cuarto día de aprendizaje. ¿Qué significaba cuarto? ¿Quién de ustedes recuerda? A ver, exactamente nuestro día 4 y último de esta semana. Ayer aprendimos a combinar, que combinar significaba mezclar, ¿cierto? Pares de números para formar números. ¿Hasta cuál número aprendimos ayer? Hasta el número 10. A combinar distintos números como 5 y 5, los juntábamos y hacíamos 10. Como 2 y 8. 2 y 8 forman 10. Y también estábamos identificando parejas de números que formaban otros números, como por ejemplo 3 y 3 formaban 6. 2 y 2 forman 4. Eso es lo que hemos hecho esta semana. Nuestra meta para el día de hoy. ¿Cuál es nuestra meta para hoy? Nuestra meta es aprender a encontrar pares de números que forman otros números, desde el 3 hasta el 10. Todo lo que hemos aprendido esta semana, cómo formar 3, cómo formar 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 y 10, lo vamos a repasar esta semana para estar listos para continuar con nuestra próxima semana y algo nuevo que aprender. Aquí vamos con nuestra primera actividad. Tenemos unas ricas y deliciosas manzanas rojas y lo que nos están pidiendo aquí es que completemos ciertos números agregándoles manzanas verdes. Por lo tanto, las manzanas rojas hacen un grupo y las manzanas verdes hacen otro grupo. Y aquí nos dice 2 más un número que no sabemos, que tenemos que escribirlo, nos tiene que dar igual 5. Ya tenemos estas dos manzanas que representa este 2 que está aquí. Entonces, ¿cuántas manzanas tenemos que agregarle para llegar al 5? Tenemos 1, 2, 3, 4 y 5. Por lo tanto, tenemos 2 manzanas rojas y 1, 2, 3 manzanas verdes. Eso quiere decir que 2 más 3, 2 más 3 es igual a 5. Ahí tenemos nuestra primera pareja de números que forman 5. La segunda nos dice que queremos formar el número 4. Y aquí ya tenemos 1, 2, 3 manzanas. ¿Cuántas les tenemos que agregar para llegar al 4? A ver. ¿Cuántas manzanitas tenemos que agregar para llegar al 4? Veamos. Una manzanita. Y ahora tenemos 1, 2, 3 más 1, 4. Tenemos 3 rojas aquí. ¿Cuántas verdes le agregamos? Solo 1. Por lo tanto, 3 y 1 forman 4. Y nuestra última, tenemos una manzanita roja, acá tenemos que representa una manzanita roja, pero nos está pidiendo llegar hasta el número 3. ¿Cuántas manzanas verdes tendremos que agregar? 1, 2 y 3. Veamos, ahora tenemos 1, 2, 3, 4. Pero tengo 3 acá, ¿está correcto? No, no está correcto porque solo tenemos que formar 4. Muy bien. Entonces, 1 más ¿cuántas manzanitas verdes? Solo 2. 1 más 2 es igual a 3. 1 más 2 es igual a 3. Ahí tenemos 3 combinaciones, 3 pares distintos. 2 y 3 forman 5. 3 y 1 forman 4. 1 y 2 forman 3. Y seguimos ahora con crayolas y lápices. Nos está pidiendo formar el número, en esta de acá lo vamos a marcar, nos está pidiendo formar el número 7. En esta tenemos que formar el número 6. Y en este tenemos que formar el número 8. ¿Y cuántas crayolas tenemos aquí? Ayúdenme a contar. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tenemos 4 crayolas y le vamos a agregar lápices para llegar al 7. Si teníamos 4, sigamos, 5, 6 y 7. Por lo tanto, decimos 4 crayolas más ¿cuántos lápices? 1, 2 y 3, más 3 lápices, forman, ¿qué forman? 7. Excelente. El de abajo nos dice 1, 2, 3, que representa este 3 acá. Pero tenemos que llegar a qué número? Al 6. Tenemos 3, 4, 5 y 6. Por lo tanto, eso quiere decir que 3 crayolas más 3 lápices forman el número 6. 3 y 3 además son dobles, son iguales. 3 y 3 forman 6. Veamos el siguiente. ¿Cuántas crayolas tenemos? 1, 2, 3, 4 y 5. Pero tenemos que llegar al 8. ¿Cuántas nos faltarán? 5 para llegar al 8. 5, 7. ¿Cuántos creen? Veamos. 5, 6, 7 y una más es 8. Por lo tanto, 5 crayolas más 3 lápices forman 8. 5 y 3 forman 8. Veamos nuestra siguiente actividad. Ok, borradores y sacapuntas, como los que usamos en el salón de clases. Ahora nos está pidiendo qué número tenemos que formar en el primero. Nos está diciendo 6 más el número que no sabemos, nos tiene que dar 10. Excelente. El de acá abajo nos está diciendo tenemos 5 borradores. ¿Cuántos sacapuntas le vamos a agregar para llegar al número 9? Y el último y final nos está diciendo 7 borradores. ¿Cuántos sacapuntas vamos a agregar para llegar al número 10? Ya lo saben, escríbanlo en su papel para que comprueben si lo hacen de forma correcta. Veamos. Un borrador, 2 borradores, 3, 4, 5 y 6. Aquí representa el 6. 6 borradores y vamos a ver cuántos sacapuntas. 6, 7, 8, 9 y 10. Entonces, ¿cuántos borradores, sacapuntas necesitamos agregar? 1, 2, 3 y 4. Excelente. Eso quiere decir que 6 y 4 forman 10. Vamos con la siguiente. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tenemos 5 borradores, como dice acá. 5 borradores. Y necesitamos llegar hasta el número 9. ¿Cuántos sacapuntas le vamos a agregar? 5 teníamos. 6, 7, 8 y 9. Entonces, ¿cuántos le agregamos? 1, 2, 3, 4. Eso quiere decir que 5 y 4 forman 9. Y el último dice así. Ya sabemos que hay 7 borradores porque acá nos está representando. Y tenemos que llegar hasta el número 10. Si tenemos 7, le vamos a agregar 7. Vamos a agregar 7, 8, 9 y 10. Eso quiere decir que 7 y 1, 2 y 3 sacapuntas. 7 y 3 forman 10. Háganlo con sus deditos. 7 y 3 forman 10. Veamos qué sigue ahora. ¿Qué actividad tenemos ahora? Nuestro descanso, eso quiere decir nuestra adivinanza del día, como lo hacemos todos los días. Yo leo y ustedes escuchan y después leemos todos juntos. ¿Están listos? Esta semana estamos haciendo cosas que pueden haber en nuestra casa. Ya hemos hecho la mesa, hicimos la adivinanza del espejo, la cuchara, parece que el tenedor. ¿Qué nos tocará hoy? Adivinanza del día. Habla y no tiene garganta, entona y no tiene voz. Si quieres que cante, canta. Si no la quiere, no. Lean conmigo ahora. Habla y no tiene garganta, entona y no tiene voz. Si quieres que cante, canta. Si no la quiere, no. ¿Quién canta y no tiene voz ni garganta? Quizás va a estar difícil porque no todas las casas tienen esto ahora, es un poco antiguo. En mi casa siempre había una. ¿Listos? Voy a correr la estrellita. Quizás las mamás saben. La radio. Esa está un poco difícil, ¿cierto? No hay radios en estos tiempos modernos. La radio. Y a seguir trabajando. Tenemos que ver qué números forman aquí los pinceles con las acuarelas y ustedes me van a ayudar a escribir qué números de pares forman estos números. ¿Listos? Contemos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hay 5 pinceles. 5 y 1, 2, 3, 4 y 5 más. 5 y 5 forman, ¿qué número? 10. Veamos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 y 10. Excelente. Veamos el de abajo. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tenemos 4 marcadores. Escribimos el 4. El 4. ¿Y cuántas tijeras hay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. El 4 y el 6. ¿Qué número formarán? Ayúdenme a contar otra vez, todos juntos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 y 10 también. Forman el mismo número. Y nuestra última. Veamos los pegamentos. ¿Cuántos hay? 1, 2, 3. Hay 3 pegamentos y le vamos a agregar cuántos cuadernos hay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Por lo tanto, el 3 y el 7, ¿qué número formarán? Contemos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 y 10. Todos dan el mismo resultado. Por lo tanto, estas tres son formas de crear 10. El 5 y el 5 forman 10. El 6 y el 4 forman 10. El 7 y el 3 también forman 10. ¿Ustedes saben alguna otra forma de formar 10? El 1 y el... Muy bien, el 1 y el 9. El 2 y el... Excelente, el 8. Exactamente. ¿Cuál otro? El 6 y el... 4. El 2 y el 8. Muy bien, todos forman 10. ¿Qué sigue en nuestra tarea de hoy? ¡Oh! Ya llegó la hora de despedirnos tan rápido, pero hoy es nuestra última lección de esta semana, ¿cierto? Así que vamos a ver primero qué aprendimos esta semana. Esta semana aprendimos a crear combinaciones, ¿recuerdan? Combinaciones, mezclar de pares para formar los números 3, 4, 5 y 6. Por lo tanto, mezclamos números para formar. Dijimos que el 4 podemos formar los 2 y 2, o 3 y 1, o 1 y 4, 1 y 3, perdón. Y el 6 dijimos 3 y 3, formábamos 6, 4 y 2. 5 y 1, distintas formas para formar cada número. Y también creamos combinaciones de pares para formar los números 7, 8, 9 y especialmente el 10, porque es el que nos va a servir, estas combinaciones nos van a servir para hacer nuestras sumas y restas de forma mucho más fácil. Así que quiero que practiquen en casa, ya lo saben, con juguetes, con frutas, con lo que tengan en casa, y con algún familiar también pueden practicar a juntar números, formar pares para crear todos estos números, ¿ok? Espero que hayan tenido una excelente semana de aprendizaje y nos vemos el próximo lunes. Que tengan un lindo fin de semana. Adiós. Chao.